elevator. We finally made it up to the 10th floor. It only took half an hour, if
Yeah.
not longer.
And
But we're
don't worry
here.
about that. And don't worry about that scuzzy cousin because we kicked him down the
We
stairwell.
kicked him. We kicked him out. We threw him down the stairs. It's 10 flights. It is 10 flights, but he's okay. He's okay. They're going to take him. They're going to take him to Mercy Hospital first because apparently it's too dangerous to be here at GH. And then off to Pentonville, in which, Cyrus will use him to run cigarettes or something. I don't know. I don't know. But for those of you who did not know or who may have missed it, we did sit down with the Nathaniel Gray for a good 35 minutes or so. And the video is available to you here on YouTube. So once you're done watching this, you can go back and watch that.
And if you already watched it and you're just still with us, well, good. I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, well, welcome back. Oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is over. We are here stuffed full of turkey delight, ham, maybe at your house, depending on what traditions you have. Dressing, stuffing.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy.
You know what?
Pumpkin pie. Was it?
We had I told your auntie to bring like a side of her choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed the message, and she told me what she was bringing. She was just going to bring a mess of mashed potatoes.
Uh-huh.
And what did I make?
Mess of mashed potatoes.
Yeah. So we had like no side dishes.
So it was basically just turkey and mashed potatoes.
And stuffing and gravy. And we had a side of corn because, your Papa Will only likes he doesn't like any vegetables. So I had corn. That was the only side we had, and a ton of taters.
A ton of taters. So you still have potatoes, and potatoes went to everybody's house.
Oh my gosh, it was funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't have a bunch of leftovers, and I certainly don't have a mountain of potatoes left. But what I did have was very good. So, hey. Chandra said that they threw down. She had a great time. And she also said it was a great interview that we had with Nathaniel Gray, who plays Mason on General Hospital.
Well, thank you, Chandra.
Thanks, Chandra.
Yeah.
Chandra and Cheryl are here, the moderators, of course, keeping everything in order, making sure that everybody's on their best behavior.
We appreciate you guys so much.
Ready to throw a wrench at all of those. Cheryl suggests you can make potato pancakes. And you know what? If there's anybody that can repurpose some mashed potatoes, I think that'll be Grandma Lou.
Actually, but you know what? When I realized that I had not mashed up my potatoes yet, when Chrissy arrived, so I didn't. I drained them and set them aside, and I asked her Grandma Lou, I said, make some tater salad tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's what we did. But part of them is that she
perfect.
made tater salad the next day.
Perfect. Well, Chandra's happy to help, and we're happy to have her here. I pay her through generosity, kindness, and thank yous. You can pay her like legitimately if you want to use her services to go find yourself a job.
Yeah.
You just get up off that couch and go get yourself a job. And then Cheryl, Cheryl will just take your Venmo, just send her cash, she'll take it. Oh my gosh, Kai.
Well, I was happy. I was thrilled that Nathaniel was able to join us.
Me too. He had some cool insight as to what actors go through and what they do to prepare and how they stay current with the show.
And we learned from him too, and well, actually, just affirming that they just never know what's going to happen to their character.
They really don't. They don't tell them. They don't sit them down in a meeting and say, "Here's the arc. Here's where we're going," and all of that. Hey, Janet.
No, they don't. And I don't think it doesn't matter who you are, kind of too. They don't tell you.
No. But what I did appreciate was the truth that he gave us. Where the actors do have a little bit of leeway when it comes to the words that come out of their mouth in the scene, so long as it's still on the same road that they're supposed to be traveling. And I saw that a lot, because you know how I got that script ahead of time. And I shouldn't have, but I did. It was a week or whatever before it. Anyway, whatever. I got that, and then I was able to follow along with one of the episodes because of it. And I'll tell you, some people are exactly word for word, and other people are not.
Yeah. I think it depends on the actor, huh?
Yeah, I mean this episode particularly that I'm talking about was just after the Anna is a double agent came out and all kinds of just different stuff as she was feeling bad, and there was a scene between her, Felicia, and Robert, I believe it was. I think Laura was in it as well, trying to get her to get out of her house and stop burning her stuff and all kinds of different nonsense. This is before the house even burned down.
Hmm?
And the road that they were on and the points that they were supposed to hit were hit, but the words that they used, the lines that they said, not what was written down.
Close.
Not even close to what was written down. They still said what the scene meant, though. So, anyway, Melissa's here. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Chandra's here, Cheryl's here, Melissa, Janet, and Kai won. At least they're the ones that have said hello in the chat.
Hello, everybody.
You can say hello, too. If you're logged into YouTube, you can participate in the chat, and if you aren't, log in. And then subscribe and like.
And you don't have to say a whole lot. We just want to say hi.
Just say hello so I can be like, oh, look, so-and-so is here. Hi. I like to say,
Hey, so-and-so happy.
Hello, so-and-so. Hello, so-and-so. Finola knows, Melissa says. Finola knows what Anna would say better than any writer. I don't know about that.
I agree with that.
I suppose. Yeah, I mean, the core of the character, for sure, she would know. That's tough because so many people have written for Anna over the years, so many dozens of hundreds of people potentially have put in words into her mouth that, yeah, I guess anybody, any writer, yeah, for sure. She should just start writing herself. Just start giving her the spirit of the scene. Like Finola, just improv.
Yeah. So, Matt,
yeah.
What did you enjoy about Thanksgiving week in Port Charles?
What did I enjoy about Thanksgiving week in Port Charles?
Yes.
It's tough because I'm really waiting for the snow,
Well,
twinkle lights. I'm more interested. I'm more excited for Christmas that's coming on the soap than Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was fine.
Well, me too. I want to see all that. Of course, I love it.
What did I like about this? I don't know. I mean, the Quartermaines really were the people that got most Thanksgiving of anybody, and so I've never seen Gloria before, so that was neat.
That was neat. This is, what I do, my favorite little, and it's just one little snippet, nothing, but I loved it. I loved it when Olivia called Lois Lolo.
Lolo.
Like that was her 7th grade name for her,
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, so yeah, the Quartermaines got more Thanksgiving out of everybody. I mean, Leo and Ned had a fine little scene, where deep down inside I was Ned the whole time. Leo kept on being like, "Oh, your girlfriend's here, Cody." Which is very much a kid thing to do.
And Cody was very intuitive too. He saw Sasha leave the house and didn't really know. She had her bag with her and everything. She had her coat on her arm. She had her bag on her shoulder. So he didn't know. Was she heading for the car? A quick exit? Can't take it. But that wasn't the case. I was happy to see that. She actually just needed a breather.
Yeah.
And decided to go, smell cow manure.
Back inside.
Back up.
You're back inside just in time to smell the burning something. Because Gloria is distracted. Because Gloria is distracted with a phone call about something.
I want the mansion to be retrofitted for overhead sprinklers. I want that crap to go off.
Oh, just everybody's makeup is running. That would be so good.
That would be hilarious.
That was
maybe
good.
Not too much money though, but it would be pretty funny.
Oh God, Leo's a grade A wingman, says Melissa. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, but
well, I always enjoy that Thanksgiving nonsense, and it's not over. So
it's
I think
Thanksgiving
will probably be over by Tuesday.
Yeah, I would think so. Monday might be the last day for it, but we're going to find out what was on fire, if they're going to have to eat pizza again after all. The curse on the Quartermaine mansion unbroken this year.
This is what's going to happen. Like all this crap's going to go on, right? The alarm, things. And then Yuri, they will show Yuri I order pizza for family.
I order pizza for family. Yeah, I'm with Jacarius. They're gonna wind up eating pizza again. I'm totally with it. I'm totally for it. I think that we just need to eat pizza every year. And at a certain point, I think that that they just need to stop. Like Olivia stopped trying this year.
Yeah, which was shocking.
You know, because she has learned there's no point.
No point.
So but Gloria was like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Lois and
What
Gloria.
the
Now we're gonna cook.
yeah.
I got a surprise for you. I got a surprise for you.
I
She's just
love
right
all of it.
here. She's just right here.
I love all of it.
Oh my
love
god.
it.
When was the last time the Quartermaines had an actual Thanksgiving? Asked Jacarius, and I don't have the answer to that question.
I think the last time the Quartermaines had a real Thanksgiving with a turkey and stuffing, I think Jason might have still had a sweater on at the time.
Just a reindeer sweater and full head of memories.
A time ago.
Back when Lila was the one that was doing the cooking. Chandra says probably 30 years ago. So
Well, I think Jason might have had that sweater vest on back then. 30 years ago.
I mean, 30 years ago was the 80s, right? Or late 80s, or was it the 90s?
No, baby,
Is
that's
it the 90s?
1993.
1993. Let me write that down. 1993. Okay, that was 30 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't 1973?
No, that'd be 50 years ago.
Okay, all right. I mean, I would prefer if 1973 was 30 years ago. How about you?
Well, it feels like that, but
Yeah, right.
at the same time, though, I was 12 at the time.
Oh, goodness. Melissa missed the song. So, hey, maybe the song is coming. You don't know. You don't know.
The song's coming. You know what? They're going to go out to the stable, to the mansion stable that don't look like a stable, that looks like, better than most people's houses. That place, they're going to go out there and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, let's go out there with the horse and the alpaca.
And the alpaca.
So I guess, when you rent an alpaca, they're like, it's a 2-day minimum. Okay. Like, you're going to rent the alpaca. You can't just use it for one episode. There's 2 days minimum to rent this thing.
Okay. If there's anybody, if we have a sneaky actor in our chat right now that might have had a scene with that alpaca, I want to know, because it was funny. Like, the alpaca seemed to be really gentle and know what to do, but at the same time, no one let go of that leash.
No, because it was just going to start wandering.
It would have just walked off, huh?
Yeah, it would totally just walk off. It's not like Baby Ace where he's just like
looking at the booms,
looking directly into the camera.
Maybe alpacas are cheaper than horses.
Maybe. I'm just for, I don't know, because it seems as though some things are influenced by particular enjoyments or favorites of the writers and producers. So maybe MK Weird just has a huge affinity. That's the word I'm looking for. Affinity.
That alpaca looks so clean and fresh. It was cleaner and fresher than me right out of the shower. I mean, that alpaca.
Cody does a great job taking care of these animals.
That thing is groomed to death, isn't it?
They had alpaca surprise for Thanksgiving dinner, Melissa. Melissa, we know that it was Comet.
It was Comet.
That's why they were using the alpaca instead of the horse. Cody just won't admit that he can't find Comet.
That's so funny. And they have Trigger too, right?
I'm sorry?
Did they have another one named Trigger? They named it after Roy Rogers?
I don't know. They did have 2 horses though, because they had the white one and I think they had a brown one that showed up, and people were like, "What the hell happened to Comet?"
Yes.
It's like when they temporarily took the moss away. Like, Sonny moved out of the house and they took the moss off of the island because I guess Carly doesn't like the moss or whatever, and people threw a fit that they put the moss right back on.
Sure did.
They sure did. Hey, Moss Boss, how's it going?
I saw an advertisement for a moss kind of thing. Looked exactly like the moss, but it's more of. But as far as size goes, circular though. Where it looks kind of like a shell. The bowl's kind of like a shell kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Where this one was just round, and it was like a decor piece. That sucker was $257.
$257 from Moss.
No, thank you.
No, that's too much. It's
Moss
too
better.
expensive. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't
for
want
a
that. But I did decorate the channel for not Thanksgiving, for Christmas. You know,
I know.
Now there's a Merry Christmas message for everybody. There's some
I love
I don't
it.
know, some greenery. I don't know exactly what. It's not garland. I know that, but it's something. It's something. It's tree branch. Anyway, the moss should be the face of deception. Melissa, I don't know how you don't have a Twitter account that's followed by 17.5 thousand people. Like, sincerely.
Girl, you got something.
You put us to shame when it comes to podcasting. Like, really.
But
Like,
yeah, when it comes to,
like we would
quick
pale in
wit.
comparison to you live on this thing.
You are a quick wit. Sarcastic as hell, and I love it.
Yeah. You and Mom would be really good friends, so you should go out for a drink together.
Oh,
You
boy,
know.
we might light the Central Valley on fire.
Heck yeah. Come on down to Los Angeles. We'll just throw a party. We'll throw a party. We'll throw a party. We'll throw a party, Willow. That's what we'll do.
I love how you threw it in there.
God.
He's so stuffy, isn't it? Michael has turned into such a stuffy old curmudgeon dude.
I used to find Michael to be interesting. I did. Like, it could, like 4 years ago when we first started the podcast, back when he was still doing stuff with Nell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I'm with this Michael guy. I'm with him. I really haven't been with him since. Not really.
He's a curmudgeon already. He's doesn't fall too far off the Edward tree. Apparently.
I just don't know. I don't know. So Nell awokened like some aspects of Michael that hadn't been awake before. Like his tunnel vision, his focus that he could put on the goal. Which was separate Nell from my life and this child as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
He blackmailed Jax during that time, which is something that he hadn't done before. And now he's got no problem blackmailing people. Sell my mother here at the hotel back, or I'm going to tell everybody about the SEC.
Mm-hmm. And now Carly don't even want it. Carly said no thank you, didn't she?
I believe so. Or at least she's like, why? Why now? Why this? What's going on? Why?
That SEC thing needs to pop off in the next 2 weeks.
Or what?
Or just it needs to.
Or in 2 weeks, we're going to continue to talk on the podcast about how it needed to happen.
Yes, exactly. That's all. That is all. But it does. It really needs to pop off.
Oh, goodness
Really
gracious. Kaiwan says they're making him too much of a villain, like his father, AJ.
That's true.
Mm.
Yes. Well, AJ, he was a different kind of bad. AJ was a loose cannon a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Where Michael and Edward are calculated turkeys.
I mean, right? So when Willow finds out what Michael knew about this SEC thing for months and all that kind of stuff, I mean, is she going to be like, oh, I understand, my love. That makes perfect sense. Thank you for looking out for me. Or is she going to be, more upset?
I think she's going to go against Michael, and I think she might be in the evil queen's corner.
Ooh, or
Snow White may go to the evil queen's corner, also known as her mother, Nina.
Listen, Nina, what you did was bad. What you did was bad, but what Michael did was worse. He should have told me. He's my husband, after all. Think of the AJ and the influence that he's had on him. I guess there would be some. There would be some time for some influence that AJ had on Michael. I can see.
AJ had plenty of influence on Michael, especially the last time AJ was on.
Mm-hmm.
He had his demise in Ava's apartment with Sonny killing him.
Yes.
There wasn't that much in that stint of AJ coming on the show. There wasn't that much friction with Michael. They were on the same page more than they were off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in the process of cleaning up his life and not drinking and all that kind of stuff, which makes the tragedy of AJ even sadder.
Yes, and AJ went to Michael with such sincerity that I just want to be better. I want to be the father I always wanted to be, but wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He did say that.
Mm-hmm. 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 I'm surprised that Willow hasn't died yet. So I think we
But
said
they
it on
missed the window for her to die, didn't they?
yeah, they did. I think we said it on the podcast maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago where at least, or maybe it was just in conversation with somebody else. Whatever. I talked about it recently. I just don't know if you were here for it or not. Uh, but I was talking about how Sasha and Willow as characters have lasted a lot longer than my original thought was. And not about their performance or anything like that, but just when it comes to like these two characters that came into the show that were unconnected to anybody. I just didn't expect to get, what is it, 5 or 6 years out of these characters at this point now?
Right. Well, I think they both came in very interesting, though, because, with Sasha coming in as Valentin's accomplice, really, at the time. That made her interesting right out the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought, oh, well, once these relationships with Michael and Chase end, what's going to be left for them?
Right. Right.
Well, as it turns
and
out.
Of course, and then Willow came in as, the number one Shiloh victim. Over the months, it was shown that she was Shiloh's biggest
Oh,
victim.
Definitely.
Yes.
Freaking Wiley isn't, oh gosh. Ugh. Wiley is not, but he could have been.
Yeah.
Shiloh Jr.
The little dude in the grave is Shiloh's kid.
Yep, little Jonah. Oh, goodness gracious. What if Pikeman was AJ returning from the dead, says Chandra. I don't think so. I think we're done with AJ.
I think we might be done with AJ, but crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. I think when it comes to
back in the day, Chandra, do you remember when AJ was underneath the hospital in some secret kind of Quartermaine kind of place?
And Monica was keeping him alive the whole time.
Kind of place, and he was underneath the hospital, and it was actually his mother keeping him alive. Monica was keeping AJ alive. Do you remember that? But of course, that was storytelling after the fact. We didn't know it until it was over. But yeah, AJ was underneath the hospital at least a good majority of that time with his mom taking care of it. And they just thought that Monica was dedicated to the hospital and didn't want to go home.
Nope, she was keeping AJ alive.
She was keeping AJ alive in some kind of David Hayward Cassadine place.
Well, it's Helena's secret lab that she used for herself.
Yeah. So yeah, it could happen. You never know.
Yeah, in other news, this week we learned that Adam is on drugs.
Yeah, what's he taking?
Dextro and amphetamine.
What is that?
It's a ADD medicine. It's
like Ritalin kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you take Ritalin and you don't need Ritalin, it just makes you like, I'm gonna get everything done.
Yeah, very focused.
Yes.
And do you think that's what when the dad was on the phone with him? Do you think he was applying? Are you not doing that? Is that
either that or murder? Are you not doing your speed, or are you currently not engaged in reckless murder?
Damn. I didn't think about reckless murder.
It's a soap. What do you one thing or the other. You're on drugs or you're a murderer. One of the two. It's going to be one of the two. Let's see. It's an ADD medication, but you should take it, but it should not be taken if you don't have ADD, which is the case for all sorts of prescription medications. If you don't have what the medication is prescribed for, don't take it.
No.
You know what they told me when I was a kid?
Long run.
You know what my parents were really great at lying to me when I was a kid. When it came to don't eat your boogers, you're going to turn into one, that sort of stuff. Which I believe. Anyway, but there was
this was the best one that my parents had. Watermelon vine gonna grow out your butt.
Don't eat those seeds.
Don't fall those seeds.
Don't eat those seeds. But no, oh no, I had a point. It was don't take medicine that you don't need. Like if you don't have a headache, don't take the aspirin. If you don't have a cough, don't take the cough medicine, because if you take the medicine for the illness that you don't need, you will get the illness that is meant to prevent.
But you did mention aspirin, and perhaps you can take low dose aspirin to avert a heart attack.
But that is yes, but that is also to be used as intended. But
That's
you're not
true.
gonna tell the 2-year-old, hey, don't take that medicine in low doses so your heart is healthy. You're gonna say, don't take the aspirin, you dumb kid. Don't do it.
And my brother a whole bottle of those little orange chewable ones, the Bear little orange chewable ones back in the day before they started putting child caps on stuff. I fed my brother a whole bottle of those, and he had to go to the hospital, and they gave him the Epicac stuff to make him throw up, and that was all my fault. But I was only 3. I know I was only 4.
You didn't know he was sick.
They tasted delicious.
Oh, did they? Oh, so you thought you were
Yeah.
giving your little brother a snack.
I kind of knew they for when you didn't feel good, but I didn't know that if you took a bunch, it was going to hurt you.
Well, yeah, you were 4. Of course you didn't
I
know.
didn't know that. I was only 4. My brother was 2, and Billy ate most of them, and he had to have the Epicac stuff, and I didn't, because he ate most of them.
Oh my gosh, Ma. Oh,
know,
goodness. Now, folks, this was
I know.
1968 or something.
Well,
So
this is 19. No. This is 1965.
1965. Well, there you go.
I
That was a
I
while ago.
even moved. I remember it was very traumatic for me. I remember it because I felt so bad. I remember feeling so bad that I hurt my brother
Mm-hmm.
and didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But we still lived in Alameda. We hadn't even moved to Newark yet. I mean, I was a little squirt.
Yeah, just a little tiny person. Well, he's okay now. He's fine. Hugs, not drugs, says Melissa.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he needs. Adam needs a hug. He doesn't need drugs. He needs to quit college is what he needs to do. College is not right for this kid right now.
I think that soon, Jocelyn's going to help him in some other supportive way. Take him to the doctor or something.
Come on, let me talk. Let me. I need you to talk to my former stepdad.
He sure really should be going to see Kevin.
I'm not even talking about Kevin. I'm talking about Sonny.
I know, but the kid really needs to go see Kevin, not Sonny.
Well, the kid needs to quit school, move out of that state, and go get some help somewhere. Being in Port Charles is not going to help him because he's just going to get wrapped up in something else.
Well, I'm glad, so I'm glad they're writing Joshua a character as Adam,
Mm-hmm.
and not making him some little sick, lovesick kid that follows Jocelyn around or something. You know what I mean?
I never got the lovesick thing. I got the you are what works. I am obsessed.
Yeah. I'm glad they're making his character deeper than that.
Yeah. It seems to be pretty quick too, because we got the intro and then we got the very quick rising tension, and now we immediately jump to I'm on pills and didn't get a scene of him passing out in class that I could remember. So it's just boom, 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 boom. This guy might be gone in 2 weeks.
Well, Joshua, here on the 10th floor, we ain't got hardly nothing to offer you, but we would sure love for you to come on here.
Yeah, you can come hang out with us if you want. We talk about life on set with General Hospital. Talk about life with Maurice Bernard as a father. You can also talk about doing that show with Nathan Felder on HBO. You did one of those. You did a thing there. Joshua Bernard did.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't remember the name of the show, but Nathan Felder, he's a comedian. He's a very monotone, deadpan comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a show where people would be able to, it's called The Rehearsal, because they'd be able to rehearse things for their life. Like a person would be like, oh man, I really want to tell my friend I love her. And so he would build an elaborate stage and hire actors to come in, and he would be able to go through telling her in different scenarios and so he'd be able to rehearse this big moment in his life to go and do. One of the ones that they did
so not like a duo.
Kind of, but it was a pre-do.
Okay.
A
rehearsal.
Yeah, a rehearsal, exactly. And there was one story that kind of spanned all of the episodes. So there was one arc, and then every episode had their own little individual person. But in the arc was this person who was rehearsing to have a family. She's always wanted to be a kid, mom. And so they're like, all right, single mom. Boom, here you go. Rehearse with this kid. So we're going to do like 2 days of an infant and 3 days of a toddler and 5 days of a teenager and yada, yada, yada. And so they did that. When they got to teenage years, it was actor Joshua Bernard who played the teenage son of this person rehearsing being a mother.
That's cool.
And it was all improv and not
scripted. It was improv too.
Well, yeah, because the person was literally like in there, like a real life person, and the producers would be like, here's an actor, here's a scenario. And then the actors would improv around it because they don't know what the person was going to say or do or react.
Yeah.
So, yeah. HBO Max is Kaiwan.
I don't have the HBO right now.
Neither do I, technically. Let's see. Adam's parents may be people we know. What's his last name? Novak? They had it on there. It's been on. It's on the pill bottle. It's on credits. It's on something. But his last name isn't one that we know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they might not bring his parents on for a good long spell. Do you remember back? It's been a while now. Do you remember when we kept on saying, "Boy, Trina's hatched. Where's her family?"
Yeah, now she's gone.
We said that about Trina for the longest time.
Yeah, we said we're waiting on Trina's family because that's really going to anchor her onto the show.
Yeah.
Right. So, WRIGHT. Chandra just looked it up. Adam Wright, as in Laura.
Okay.
And Jakarius remind us that he played a young Sonny in a flashback. And he did. It was young Sonny in a flashback. I think it was the first time he killed somebody. It was him in the rain with a gun.
Maybe when they had didn't they have a flashback where he had a gun on his stepfather?
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
What else happened this week?
Oh, they want the Drew and Ned and ELQ, and I just don't care who runs the fantasy company.
I don't.
And
I it's been so long that there's a slight stench of something foul here in the Central Valley. I mean, that's traveling. It's been a few days, okay?
What?
The stench is coming from Austin's body.
Oh,
okay?
I see. I see what you mean. Yeah, so nobody's found Austin, but also at the same time, this is soap life, where a day's a week and a week is a day. So they could find him on Thursday and he could still just be like, oh, I'm dead, and then die there. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to be interesting to know. It's going to be interesting for me to know how fresh he will be when they find him.
Right. I do find it interesting. So from my understanding, he went to Pawtuck, and this is where this all happened. So, I don't know what that means in the long run and all that kind of stuff, but from my limited rudimentary understanding of what happened and where and when, Austin was in Pawtuck when he got shot, which means that he probably told people, hey, I'm going to Pawtuck for a little while, leave me alone. Which means it's entirely possible it could be a week before somebody realizes.
That could be true.
Could be a week.
The last time he got shot on Friday. And then we had the previous week, and then we had 4 episodes, Monday through Thursday.
And then preemption on Friday.
Yeah. So you're right with that whole analogy of time that we all know about.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be fresh and warm still, or he might have cooties.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for cooties because I'm hard pressed to think of a soap character that gets shot and dies, and then the rest of the canvas doesn't realize it for a week, 2 weeks.
Especially being a doctor, he should have been on staff in that.
Unless he's on vacation, that's the only thing I can think of is
holiday.
He's on vacation, I'm gonna use some time to go to Pawtuck. Call me in a week. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch I haven't done this. I'm gonna go back and watch the last 3 or 4 scenes of Austin Roger, where he had quite a bit of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
because I want now that I know that's the last real good scenes I'm going to see, I kind of want to rewatch them. Maybe I will see something different.
Maybe. He's dead though.
He is so dead.
He's dead. And they'll find his body eventually. We know this for a fact that they're eventually going to find his body. We're not going to tell you where we know or why we know, but we know that it's a fact that at least Dante knows that he gets shot, and he's shot and dead.
Oh.
Oh, Maxie is the female.
I wonder if Prospect is going to do a little house cleaning, and if there isn't maybe one or two more on the short list.
So there's a couple of people that are definitely on the way out. One of them is gone. His name is Roger Howarth.
Yeah.
And he is out of there.
Mm-hmm.
James Patrick Stewart has a third season of Villains of Valley View to start filming pretty soon. My guess is he's going to take Charlotte away.
Yeah. From what I understand, and actually Nathaniel just said this when we were on, that Hollywood will open really back up in February.
Yes.
He made a reference to that.
Right.
I mean, that's really getting back to normal.
Back to normal in February. That is when everything's going to be back to normal. But the stuff that had been on the agenda to do is ready to go. So things are getting started with the stuff that was ready to get started before it all shut down.
Right.
So Villains of Valley View is coming up. If it already hasn't, I don't know if he's done yet or not, but he will be before the end of the year. A third person that's on their way out, and from my quick research, the starting date for this was in December. But when Mr. Nicholas Alexander Chavez...
Really?
He's got to go film his monster thing for Netflix.
Oh, of course he does. Of course, we all know that's coming up, and we all know that he has to take some time off from GH to do that. But I just didn't realize it was so soon.
Yep.
I mean, I thought that there was a good possibility because, I know if they worked on it sometime before the strike, as far as like developing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I from my understanding, listen, I looked at Google one time for 15 seconds, so you take it for what it's worth. It seems like that show was supposed to start filming in mid-December or so, which means that he's may already be off for all I know. I don't know. When it comes to the show being like Nicholas Chavez is done for now, I don't think that they're going to make a big announcement of that before it actually happens because people are going to be in a tizzy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, as viewers, even though, I know a lot of people don't want to see him go, but he can go off and I hope he does return. I certainly do hope he does return. I enjoy him as Spencer. I do. But man, this is a wonderful opportunity for him.
It sure is.
Yeah,
it sure is. So with that, that's three leading men that are departing. So Finn fans, get ready.
Oh, I did hear something that for a second that I don't know. Maybe he didn't go to jail or something.
Oh, well, I mean, this whole thing here, this lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
This thing,
Who knows?
this lawsuit. I don't know anything about what's going on. I didn't see a script. I'm not a part of the writing room.
No, of course not. Not now, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Melissa thinks that Chavez is going to be a huge star. We'll see. We will see. There's plenty of talented people that don't make it, and there's plenty of talented people that do.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Kaiwan says that Nick Chavez is gone. And I trust Kaiwan. So, there you go.
Well, if he's really going to be gone mid-December, then he doesn't have that many days left. They're going to have Spencer move on or somewhere or have to be committed. I don't know. Not committed.
Spencer is going to take that baby and leave.
Well, maybe he will.
He's going to be like, you people, I can't handle this. Trina doesn't support me. Esme's wrong for her. I'm going to take this baby and go get started in Kalamazoo. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do that. You know, maybe he'll get. Maybe somebody will put chains on his ankles and throw him in the ocean. They'll be like, "Oh no, Spencer's dead," but then he's not.
Oh, Spencer's not going to be dead. Well, there's other folks coming back. We know that. We know people are coming back, and new stories are going to be told. And there's all kinds of rumblings about new characters. So I understand, and General Hospital. Yes, they kind of let Roger go, right?
Yeah.
And
They opted to not renew his contract.
yeah, and Nicholas, well, he has this opportunity. He needs to go, and I think it's a good idea that JPS goes too, just because these are things that's good for their lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe Alcazar will be back soon.
Who knows? Who
And
knows?
maybe
He had that meeting forever ago. You know when they said, "Oh, Austin St. John is coming." Remember when they did that, or Trevor St. John?
Yeah, he's on Young. He's on
Young the
Restless.
Restless. You know, so who knows at this point? It's been so long since Ted King was seen on set or at the studio.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows? The Jacarius has not been happy with Spencer recently, and I think you feel what they want you to feel. I don't think you're supposed to be on Spencer's side.
No, I'm not on Spencer's side either. But I love watching. He's just acting like a Cassadine is what he's doing. He's just being a Cassadine, and he's exactly like his father. Actually, Nicholas was good, and then he wasn't, and then Nicholas is good, and then he's misunderstood, and he's been trained to be this way because of Helena's influence and his dad's influence. It's actually Nicholas and Spencer are sort of the same character, sort of.
The good Cassadine, right?
It's the misunderstood Cassadine.
Yeah, the one that just wants to do so good, but you need to understand the darkness that lives inside of me.
And
you need to understand the torture and trauma I've been through.
And how could they not be good? And how could they not have underlying good qualities? Because Laura is their mother and grandmother.
I know, right? That the power of Laura's genes are just too strong.
But I don't think she has much influence over that older brother of hers.
Cyrus, no. Cyrus is up to stuff. He's always up to stuff. I don't really know what he's up to. I don't think the show really knows what he's up to yet, but that's okay. I'm here for the ride. Just washing the floor, getting threatened by Sonny. As he does. And stuff.
Sonny needs to do something real vicious. He's kind of soft to me right now.
Oh, it's interesting because I sort of mentioned that on Twitter, the X, this week, because he's sitting there and he's like, "Sasha, I want to give you all your money back because I feel so bad about what happened to you, right?" And she's like, "Sonny, don't do that. That's crazy. Like, how much money do you have to give me back everything that I've lost?"
He got plenty.
How much money could you possibly have, Sonny? No. Make a donation to mental health and this is the second time that he's had like a state of mind on General Hospital. There was this with Sasha. He had that scene with Anna last week.
Yep.
I'm a good Catholic. I pray. Go to confession. Anyway,
I enjoyed them.
And they're good scenes. They're great scenes. And it got me thinking, if we can just get Sonny away from the mob so this character no longer has to steal and kill people and that sort of stuff, and he just opened up a foundation alongside Christina, it might be some really interesting, passionate work for Maurice Bernard to sink his teeth into, and a new direction to take things. We could just cut the Mafia out of GH.
Oh, I like the Mafia. Now this might put a Mo might not go along with this, but yeah, write Sonny that way. I love it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
But they have to let another kingpin be assertive. Have to let somebody take his spot in some capacity. It's such a large part of General Hospital. I can't imagine the docks and all that nonsense just being gone.
Well, you can still go to the docks. They're just not connected to the crime that's happening at the docks anymore. Or we can keep the Mafia going with villains like Wu. Hey, I'm up to stuff. I'm doing things. I have machinations and plans. But there's no good guy, bad guy. No good guy, bad guy. That's very 90s. Good guy, bad guy.
Very much.
Very much the 90s. Good guy, bad guy. It's me. I'm the mafioso with the heart of gold. Laura is Tyrone's favorite soap mom, so I'm thankful for that information. I mean, there's a lot of good soap moms out there.
There is a lot of
A lot of bad soap moms too.
Oh, there's some very. Oh my gosh, there's no one worse than Heather Weber.
Heather Weber's a really bad mom.
She's a terrible mom.
Yeah, she's an awful mom. She's terrible. The worst. The worst. There would be no less than 150 people on Twitter going, Carly's a terrible mother. So, there's that opinion.
Well, yeah, I get we all have to decide for ourselves, right?
We all decide for ourselves. What do we like? What do we not like? Cheryl says, wake up, Lulu. I don't know. I guess Lulu's a better mother now in a coma.
Well, maybe that's part. Maybe, since we have some characters leave, maybe that's where maybe Lulu can wake up.
It's interesting because I saw somewhere that the show was like, we're not interested in hiring more men. But then they're losing 3 dudes here in the next few months. And so I feel like they need to be interested in hiring more men. Because okay, once those 3 leave, so Austin's already gone. Spencer, he's gonna go away. Valentin, he's gonna go away. These are fine. These are things that we knew were coming, and it's not as shocking.
We need a Nicholas.
But we need Nicholas to come back. Okay, we need Zeke. Where's Zeke? Where's he at? Huh? Zeke is perfectly age appropriate to bring in, and he's also connected, but not so connected because he's connected through Portia, who's Trina's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So that opens up a lot of canvas for Zeke to date because he's not genetically related to too many people.
And he's already had a little rendezvous with Jordan once.
He already had a little rendezvous with Jordan, yes. We got to figure out what's going on with Jordan writers, okay? Because I got to tell you, if you haven't...
Right now, Jordan's just hanging out at other people's house for dinner.
And if you haven't been to Tanisha Harper, who plays Jordan, if you haven't been to her Instagram account, you need to. Not because it's like, ooh, Google, ooh, blah, 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 blah. Oogie boogie, hey, you're so hot. No, she's just so beautiful. Oh my God. The fashions, the glamour, just her ability to put herself together when going out.
Well, she is beautiful.
Just stunningly gorgeous is what she is.
Gorgeous.
Just gorgeous. Hi, Marcia. Marcia's trying to get our attention. She's highlighted our name here in the chat. Do you think it's dangerous if I read it? It's long. It's like this long.
Well, you use your own judgment, Nat.
Ooh, it's nice. GH, I think. GH writers knew what they were doing. They decided to give Nicholas a Cassadine heir. They wanted a new villainous douchebag for the next generation. And I think you're right, Marcia.
Mm-hmm.
Marcia. Correct.
Well, Nicholas shows back up.
Please bring back Zeke. I'm with it. Felicia, a bad mom, apparently, according to Cheryl.
She was. I don't think she's a bad mom now. I think she's kind of making it up into being a grandmother. I think she's kind of opened her eyes, and she did say she was sorry to Maxie at some point. And Maxie gave her a lot of hell too for a long time. But you're right, Felicia was a terrible mom. She just abandoned the girls and said, I have to go find her. She was like, I have to go find myself. Okay. I can understand that if they had like a big mental illness story coming up to it, but they really didn't. I mean, they sort of did, but they really didn't. And she just pretty much just gave the girl the finger and said, "There's
I'm out of here. My contract has expired and I'm leaving town."
There's Uncle Mac. See ya.
Yeah, go live with Mac.
That's kind of what they did. And then it wasn't so harsh, but Robin was the same way. Mac was raising her too.
Anna, was Anna a good mom? She was around.
No, not really. But well, she wasn't really a bad mom.
No.
She was absent a lot of the time, not because of her choice, okay? Part of the time she was gone, not for her choice, but part of the time she was.
She didn't have an opportunity to be a great mother.
And get to scooting, though. She did.
Oh my gosh, that makes me laugh so much. Yeah, I mean that's the show in a nutshell. You know, Blaze showed up. We're getting Blaze, Christina romance. We had the Davis Thanksgiving. Stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. We're getting there. We're waiting for the big build up. We had a big explosion of stuff, and we got Valentin and Anna breaking up. We got Valentin, stay away. We got that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got that good stuff.
And we got to see what happens at the Quartermaine house after that alarm just went off.
I'm gonna find out on Monday. But Anna and Valentin not getting along. Anna, big dumb dummy, and I know there's a lot of Anna fans out there, and who are defending her. Who Anna could do no wrong in her eyes, which is totally fine. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong, but in my eyes, Anna was a big dumb dummy. Like,
I don't think that Charlotte lit the house on fire. I don't think she did.
No, that was somebody else.
That's something else.
So
we didn't even talk about the broken body they found and all that nonsense.
So here's my thought. Broken body.
Well, yeah, that got hit by the car.
Oh, Forsyth is dead. Yeah. So we got to talk about that real quick, because here's my thought. Here's my theory. Here's what I think is going on, Mother. We are dealing with Batman. We're dealing with a vigilante.
Oh.
We are dealing with somebody who saw in the newspaper that Anna was a double agent and said, I'm going to take her out. We're dealing with somebody who broke into Anna's house, got some files that proved that Forsyth was shady, and so they took him out. So we're dealing with a vigilante who's taking out people who are double agents and wrongdoers who were once a part of the WSB. And this person, this vigilante, this one behind the gun, behind the trigger, behind the lighter, is one Mr. Brainwashed Jason Morgan.
Well, I like that. I do. Steve Burton, the sooner Steve Burton shows up, the more interested I am. Oh my gosh. I want Steve Burton back on General Hospital. I do.
So that is my thought. That's where my head's at with it right now. So I think that there's somebody who is taking out people who are shady from the WSB, and I think this person is Jason Morgan. Why Jason Morgan? Probably because Victor did something to him.
Well, yeah, because I'm sure. Well, this is. If they don't write it this way, really, you're not going to write it this way. So, of course, Victor saved him from the rubble.
Yeah, of course, Victor saved him from the rubble.
When they said that they couldn't go any further because of the whole thing with the structure with blah, blah, blah.
Victor already had him.
I think so.
Yells.
Uncle Victor's had him this entire time.
Now, Melissa reminds us of the theory that Jake was triggered by the tarot cards because the ankles were dainty, the ones that lit the house on fire. And I'm still for that, and here's why. Jake is Jason's kid. So if you got activated Jake running around, setting things on fire, and you got brainwashed Jason running around trying to shoot people, holy smokes, what good story.
What kind of crazy Uncle Victor revenge is that? Right?
And then it gives everybody what they want, which is Jason and his kids doing stuff together in some sort of adventurous way. We can bring Carly in. We gotta break the spell. We gotta break the spell and get Jason.
Gosh.
It would be good. It would be good, in my opinion.
Uncle Victor's reached from the grave in two directions.
Right? I'm with it. That's what
I
want. That's what I want.
And then Uncle Victor, a year from now, don't be dead, okay?
I think they should do that. I think they should do that.
I think they should too.
I think they should do that. But yeah, people agree in the chat at least that Anna was wrong for the choice that she made. She should have known better. You look like you're trying to excuse this.
I am not trying to excuse it, but I just see it really 50-50.
From one side, yes, I can understand. So Anna is very used to moving forward with, I'm an agent of the WSB momentum, which is what she's continuing to do. I am in an investigation. She is not.
Yes.
She is not in an investigation, though.
No, she's not. But I think she has a mentality of, I don't need to call the law because I am the law.
Yes. Right.
But she's not.
No, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to explain this thing to Charlotte. She hasn't had any extended interaction with Charlotte. No, people have not been very detailed with information about what Charlotte is going through. However, Charlotte is deathly afraid of you and thinks that you purposefully tried to kill her. Is not signal to sneak into her room.
No, that was actually I thought that was weird for the character of Anna to even do.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked so, that poor thing looked so sad, wanted to stay in bed all day.
She was so scared. She was petrified of Anna.
Yes, she was.
Just good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, Scarlett Fernandez.
Yeah, it was very good.
That was good.
But so you don't think that Anna deserved for her Emma to come visit her and cheer her up?
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think that Anna needs to be like, have everything that she loves ripped away from her. She can
Well,
have
I
Emma.
loved it. I loved it that was Robert was wakey. And made her get up, and made her participate and I hope we get to see that on Monday. I hope they go to that 2 or 3 minutes at least with Robert and Anna and Emma in the Metro Court.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. They have a whole other day of Thanksgiving.
Quartermaine and all their havoc. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think they should. They will. They will. They're not going to get Brooklyn Ray in there for just a sneeze of time, Like we're gonna have her there for a scene, have some lines, some talk, some chatter about life at UCLA or wherever it is that she's at. Stanford, whatever. I don't know. Anna did the same thing to Maxie when the Peter revelation came out. She chased Maxie down, and Felicia and Maxie both had to yell at her about it. Boom. Now Elizabeth. Now here we go, Elizabeth. I'm running my floor. I am the lead nurse. I said you are not allowed in there, and you went in there. What the f are you doing?
Right.
And people didn't like that. People were like, oh my God, Elizabeth, how dare you yell at Anna? And I got to say, 4 people on Twitter, she didn't yell at her. She just laid down the law. She said you weren't supposed to do that. You're not going to do that on my floor. Don't do it again.
The fact that they have a story together
is great.
Yeah, the fact that they have a story together is great. Exactly. And maybe they're going to do some fighting,
I would love an Anna Liz feud. Wouldn't that be so good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Each other a time or two. Yeah, I do.
Yes, an Anna Liz feud would be so great. Well, Jake is involved in this. So plenty. Chandra says, yes, Liz is head nurse. She has to take charge. Just switch out Elizabeth with Epiphany. What would Epiphany have said to Anna?
Exactly.
She probably
they have the same position.
She probably would have laid down the law harder than Elizabeth did.
Yeah, but then gave her a big old pep talk or made her feel good about herself.
Which is probably the thing that was missing. Like if Elizabeth had turned and did that, then people might have taken the scene a little. The 4 people on Twitter that didn't like it might have taken it a little bit better. And I'm there for that too. I get it, because Epiphany would have been a 5-minute scene of Epiphany being like, you don't ever do anything like that again. When I say you don't go into a room, I don't care if you are a cop. I need a letter from the President of the United States before I let somebody into that room once I say they can't.
This is
But with that said, that poor little girl has been tortured. That poor little girl thinks that you are out to kill her and her father. You can't make it worse by going in there,
I did feel sorry for her because her grandma and her dad are sitting there.
Confess, Jakari.
Convince her how manipulated she was, and she just she needs to be deprogrammed.
She does. She does. She absolutely does need to be deprogrammed. She does.
And that's where Valentin could be gone for a minute. He'll go with her and live nearby.
Maybe. I think you just need your mother's energy. I'm with it. Jakaria says he's got a confession to make, and I'm very curious to know what this confession is.
What is it, Jakaria?
I don't know. I assume he's typing right now, but I want this. The confession could be anything. It could be, I'm really Jakarina. It could be, I am secretly a Young and the Restless fan and have loved it more than every soap my entire life.
So, Jakarius has a hard time liking some characters, so are we surprised to hear that he actually enjoys somebody? Is that
Maybe.
it?
I don't know.
I would be surprised.
We're gonna find out. Tyrone says it's true that Epiphany would put the gable down. I don't know what a gavel. I think it might be what he means on Anna and say it's my house and my house rules.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? She didn't respond in a way that she should not have responded to anybody. Really.
Mm-hmm.
response was correct no matter who it was.
After much anticipation, Jacarius has made his confession, and that is he is not an Elizabeth fan. I think I could have told you that.
Well, Elizabeth, for Elizabeth, I have to say, throughout the years, and I think this is a very few characters I feel this way about. I like Elizabeth according to her arc at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't like her a bit. Sometimes I like her and I'm in her corner. It depends on her arc. And that's not typically the way I feel. I like Carly no matter what she's doing.
Yeah, I hear you.
I like Carly.
I get you. I get you on that. I get you on that.
Elizabeth, I feel different. But right now, I like her. I like her very much. Anytime that someone's assertive for children, I'm right there.
She is a mama bear. She's definitely a mama bear.
I am a mama bear.
So
that's why right now I like Elizabeth quite a bit, because I'm glad that she stood up. That's a child in that room, and her child was affected too, and she's a mom and the head nurse. So little girl,
stay out of that room.
You need to split.
So you need to listen. I already told you not. So I saw all of this Twitter reaction before I actually watched the episode, as I usually do, because I don't get to watch the episode until at least 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. On the day after it airs. So East Coast, rest of the world has seen it by the time. Maybe Hawaii hasn't, and that's like the only state. And so I saw a lot of the reaction of Liz and Anna. I saw a lot of the reaction for that, and I didn't actually see the scene until much later, and I'm like, okay. Because she told her, don't go in there beforehand. And that, to me, makes all the difference. Anna said, I've been told to not do this, but I'm going to anyway.
When does Canada and South America see General Hospital opposed to us? The close proximity countries.
Canada? Mexico?
Yeah. Well, when do they see General Hospital?
I don't know about General Hospital.
They see it same day?
I know that they don't. I think that ABC tries to keep it as synced up as possible. So if it's preempted quickly in the United States, then they're going to preempt an episode in Canada thereafter to line things back up, or something. I believe, because they're not a whole 2 weeks ahead of us or anything based off of United States preemptions. Because Canada's not being like, oh, Joe Biden sneezed, we need to breaking news. Canada's not doing that.
Well, that's probably the feed that Kelly's seeing it on, right?
Right, and she's a couple of hours ahead of us. Kelly, come back, say hi. I miss
Kelly. Where are you, Kelly?
I don't know. I haven't heard from Kelly in a long time. Anyway, I hope she's just busy. In any case. And she's like 5 hours ahead of us or whatever. So Canada, I think they try to leave it, but The Young and the Restless has been a day ahead of the United States for like years and years and years.
Oh,
in Canada.
That's why Angela and Michael see it.
So I don't know if they're getting the Canada feed or what on that, but Canada sees it before the United States, 1 day ahead.
Okay.
So I do know that. Canada sees same day for the most part, says Chandra, and I believe Chandra. Melissa wants to know when you stopped being a mama bear, or when you stopped being a mama cat to become a mama bear.
Well, they've always been the same person since 1982.
Oh, Nina and Valentin still have chemistry. It's true. The actors need to have chemistry with each other. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be a chemistry that takes over for their characters and we see them back together or anything like that. But this is something that I see a lot where people are like, oh my God, so-and-so works so well together. They should. Every character, every actor should work well with each other, because that's how you have a great show.
Yeah.
If you find a pairing where it's like, okay, well, Sunny and Nina are great, but they're only great together, then it's not so good after all. So,
don't you think Nina and Anna have themselves a scene or two coming? Don't you think Anna's going to be a little mad when she finds out that Nina went along with that whole erasing the footage stuff?
I'm with it.
And stayed quiet as well. Not only erased it, but stayed quiet. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that Anna's going to tell her a thing or two?
Probably, and I'm here for it. And I want it to happen. I need some infighting here on the cast. I don't need an out threat coming every time. Like the threats always come from the outside. The Novax, Cyrus, Shiloh, all of these threats come from the outside, and it's never about our main cast not getting along with each other. And I would like to see some of that. So I'm ready for that, and I want that to happen. Nina and Valentin still have chemistry, they said. Portia and TJ have chemistry, says Melissa. And that's a note that I've seen a lot too, is they enjoy Portia and TJ's chemistry. They're just ready for TJ to not be with Molly anymore, is what it is. Because they're like TJ and Christina, TJ and Nina, TJ and Willow, TJ and Portia. It's TJ and anybody but Molly.
Yeah. That's the sense I get too. But that's not what people are going to get, though. That's not what people are going to get, because I think they're going to go ahead and have that baby with Christina. Yeah. And so I don't think they're going to break up real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're not going to break up. But then, he will have a baby with Christina, and maybe that's going to do something. It's going to be like, I don't even have a baby with you, Molly. Get out of my house. I don't know.
And it sounds like you're a whooping for that kind of behavior.
I do know that Taj Bella would prefer to stay with Molly. But I don't know if he still feels that. He was, every time I talked to him about it was still with Haley Poulos, back then. I haven't had a chance to chat with him since all of this chicanery happened when it came to the cast.
Yeah.
Well, if we're able to get to the Emmys, we'll try to flag him down on the red carpet for everybody.
Man, you guys, they're late. They're taking forever to let us know about.
So here's the thing. So the application, the deadline for the application was December 1st. It ain't December 1st yet. So, I know that everybody's excited to like put in their notice and being like, oh, I want to hear in 26 hours if I'm going so I can make my plan. They don't care how long.
Actually, I didn't know that it was open till December 1st. Oh. Now it makes more sense to me.
Got it.
I didn't know that. If I'd have known that, I wouldn't expect to hear anything until like the 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, I would say at the earliest. Man,
it makes it so close for us. Holy crap.
I know it does, but you just have to hop in a car though. There are other people that got to make flights and all sorts of different stuff. Ooh. So we'll see, because the Emmys are on the 15th, so that's 3 weeks from now. So we'll see. We're working. We're trying. TJ is going into neuroscience. So are we getting Lulu to wake up? I don't know. Why are you asking me that?
That connection. You're right. They did mention that. He mentioned that, as being a specialty that he's going to go into. Yes. That makes perfect dang sense. Lulu is his first patient.
I don't know why you would ask me that question, Melissa. I have no idea what the answer is to that.
Well, I just told you. I just wrote it for you.
Okay. Mom has the answer, though. Oh, good.
I just wrote it for you.
Oh, good. I appreciate it. Well, hey, what you're going to get here on the 10th floor is stories. Whether or not they actually get filmed for the show, I don't know. But you're going to get stories anyway.
No, we can't even call our stuff spoilers because we didn't see it anywhere.
We don't know. We're just making it up. And you know what?
We're making it up.
More often than not, we're wrong.
You're nothing.
More often than not, we're wrong. And I would say more often than not, we have better ideas. Anyway, that's just me being egotistical. Spencer has to fight evil Cassidines. Let's see. Marcia says, easier said than done. Besides, Spencer's too weak and mentally challenged to overcome his evil side. Nobody can save him but him. Interesting sentiment. A little harsh on the language, Melissa. I'm not Melissa, Marcia. It's just so used to talking to Melissa. Valentin kept using words about healing, while Anna kept using WSB words like deprogramming. See, that's a contribution from Melissa. Anna's not seeing Charlotte like a person or a little girl. She's treating Charlotte like the problem. Boom.
Or suspect.
Mm-hmm.
More like a suspect to me.
Yeah. I'm going to go interrogate the suspect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Charlotte can't be coddled anymore by her father and grandmother, says Nathan. Coddled? Wow.
Yeah, when she was in boarding school, she was being coddled.
She needs to learn and understand that Victor is the one who brainwashed her. How do you convince somebody who is brainwashed that they have been brainwashed, Like they said it. They said, hey, Victor is not right, Charlotte. He lied to you. And she said, no, you don't understand, Dad. Mm-hmm. So it's going to take a little bit more than.
And I think she was brainwashed by the tarot cards as well. And the tarot cards probably have some other, Cassidine thing they can do.
She's drawn to them and she likes doing them. So if she is programmed by a tarot card and has been programmed to go to the tarot cards often, then she's just refreshing this trigger every couple of days. if
Yeah.
that's the direction that they go in. We've
And
been doing
that-
tarot cards since Jake was 8. So,
And the Cassadines, they've been triggering people since the very beginning of Cassadines.
they
I mean, Helena did that to Lucky 2 or 3 times.
yeah, we just love brainwashing children is what we do here in the Cassadines. In Cassadine Island, we're going to brainwash you. Windermere? Maybe. I don't know. Windermere's still being sold. So we're going to see. I feel like we're in this transition period between like the writers being like, this strike is coming to an end. We need to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on what we're doing so that when they come back to work, they can just go the direction that they need to. I feel like that's where we're at. I don't know. I feel like something similar is happening over on Days of Our Lives as well. So I don't know if we're watching the stuff that was happening when that investigation was happening over the EP. Because Days of Our Lives right now was unlike how it was when we first started, which was punchier and more fun and wackier, and just Days
And
isn't
way
bringing that right
steamier.
now.
Way steamier.
And Days is just kind of plodding along right now, and I feel like we might be watching stuff in which the tension backstage was just too high and everything is just about to kind of pop off, so to speak,
Yeah.
Um,
It was be about 5 or 6 months ago, wasn't it?
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
But once again, we don't know nothing.
We don't know anything. We don't. She could let TJ and Molly adopt. Aren't they adopting?
Well, they were now. Well, then there was a surrogate, and now
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they lost the baby.
That is
Lost the
right.
surrogacy.
The mom's just taking the baby. I want another baby myself.
Yeah.
Jakarius has a question for everybody. He's really good at this anticipation right now. Just all kinds of anticipation. I want to know what Jakarius' question is, and then we can sign off. But he's leaving us in a lurch here. Let's see.
Downstairs and clean out my refrigerator and get rid of all that Thanksgiving stuff. And yeah, I go do that. That's what I'm going to go do.
Marsha wants to know how can Spencer fight its evil Cassadine if he's so weak. Marsha, you welcome to the 10th floor, where your attempts to trigger the audience into arguing with you about whether or not Spencer Cassadine is weak is just not going to happen. You're not going to trigger anybody in the chat to have a lively debate as to whether or not Spencer Cassadine is too weak to overcome his mental problems. But you might get Chandra mad at you. So anyway, I want to see Cody and Sausage. Who's Sausage? Oh, Sasha.
Okay, no, it's going to be a third horse. Its name is Sausage.
Jakarius, what characters y'all wish can come back is what Jakarius wants to know, and that's a great way to end it. Jason, I just theorized how he's on his way back now. I think of all of the characters who could potentially return that would be more surprising than others, Jason is the way to go. Nicholas, I really feel he's on the way back. It's just a matter of time of knowing exactly what this story is before we bring him in, or positioning the other characters that he would be interacting with in the spots that they need to be in for their story to go. Cheryl wants to see Lulu.
Well, that would be my top 3, what you just said.
Yeah. Melissa says Mason.
I would like Mason to come back too. I want him to be somebody's henchman in prison, and then I want him to get out, and then maybe have some kind of redemption in some sort of way. But I mean, maybe somebody's another, get out of the grips of the Gatelin cult. Get out of the grips of that. Get out of the grips of Cyrus or whoever it is. But then be a henchman for somebody else, or maybe even Norman, or like, I don't know, like a Sunny kind of character in a way.
I get that.
Like a Sunny kind of character.
Yeah, I'm with
like
it.
A Frank, I like it, but then give him some backstory too.
Yeah, there's some work to do before that can happen for sure. Mason and Shiloh and Nell, says Melissa. I think that of those 3, you're more likely to get 2 than the other. I don't see Shiloh coming back.
No.
Mason and Nell, though, I think are a little more likely
Oh, you know what? I think Nell's got, who knows when it's going to happen, but I think Nell has one more run.
Oh, yeah. And plus, Chloe Lanier didn't, as far as I understand, she's not a lead on a big primetime show. She hasn't been doing a bunch of movies or anything. So if she was out there trying to explore those different avenues, it's entirely possible that it might be time to explore coming back to daytime. Who knows? Who knows?
Hey, Matt, you know what I heard? I don't know if this is true because who knows? This is not General Hospital though. I heard that maybe Lindsay Hartley, that's her name, is going to be Gabby on Days.
Maybe. I really don't know. I don't know because they did that.
Have
casting.
You heard that?
I haven't heard that. I haven't. I think that Lindsay Hartley on anything would be a good idea.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, we should get on the elevator.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. All right. Melissa wants to bring back Mason. It's not going to be the same Nicholas crying. It's not going to ever be the same Nicholas. It will never, ever, ever be Tyler Christopher Nicholas again. And that's sad and that's unfortunate. But the best thing we can do is embrace whoever it is that's playing Nicholas going forward and not lament over the fact that we no longer have access to the originator. You know, the best thing that you can do is to be supportive. And as we learned in our interview that we did with Nathaniel Gray, that is on a separate video that you can go watch now that we're done here, the actors pay a little bit more attention to what we do and say than we might assume. Now, they are good at keeping thick skin, which is not an invitation to be a jerk. But it's pretty easy to let that water off a duck's back, so to speak, when it comes to some of the negative things that people have to say. But they do, but many do look, many do see, many have watched this podcast and just didn't tell me, as a way to understand what it is that we think, what we feel, and the history that we know, understand, and want to bring into the conversation is something that they pay attention to as well. So be kind, be gracious. Give your love rather than your hate. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that is it.
That is it.
That is it.
I'm hitting one. Come on, let's go.
Oh, sorry. Get out of here, Ma. You gotta go. Get out of here. All right, we're getting out of here. We're going on the elevator. We're getting back down to the first floor. We're going to get the heck out of here. We're going to go to the parking garage. Churn radios to previous episodes of the 10th floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, reach out to me on Twitter at 10th floor GH. And I will point you in the right direction, send you a link. You can also take a look at our link tree, which you can find on our bio and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure the chat. No, Cyrus comments. Cyrus is great. He's wonderful. He and Sonny are amazing. And once we find out what Cyrus is doing, Chandra, I will talk about him to death. But for now, he's just being menacing.
Right now, he's just listening to Sonny's crap and
he's just listening to Sonny's crap. You know, we get two different Cyruses right now. We've got Cyrus next to Mason, who's like, "I'm gonna kill you, MFer," and you've got Cyrus scrubbing floors, being like, "I'm just such a sweet, gentle, weak man." So I don't know what's happening with that. I just love it, and I'm going to watch it. Put it in my eyeballs. Love you, Chandra, for reminding me to say that.
I hope we see more of Cyrus in the next couple of weeks, though. I do.
Yes.
I hope.
But the link tree is now in the chat there, so you can click that, where you can find the audio, you can find the video, you can find buymeacoffee.com. You know, any super chats that you give, or anything that you put on Buy Me a Coffee, you can you do that, and I'll give 15% of it to Toys for Tots. And then on top of that as well, you can buy a t-shirt. We got 10th floor t-shirts and that kind of stuff on printify.me/10th-floor. And that one's complicated. That's it, right?
That's it.
All right, get out of here. Go some time with your families. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
I'll catch you next time right here on the